folks, it's Amanda here with Moses and Me Card Company. Today I thought I would show you the cards I created using the January 2020 card kit from Simon Says Stamp called Snowflake Builder. It includes the Snowflake Builder stamp set. It's a 6x8 stamp set. It's got all these pretty snowflakes on them and just like a bunch of nice little sentiments. We also get a snowflake mandala is what they call it. It's a wafer thin die, which also cuts out a snowflake, I guess. And then we have some Kaiser Craft 6x6 paper. We get 5 sheets of that, and they are two-sided. Not my favorite, but I will have to decide which sides I want to use. Some really pretty metallics, and some teal greens, with some silvers, which I always think is so pretty. Pretty color pattern. There's that. And we also get this silver glitter paper, which is one-sided. We get some snow globes from Tim Holtz. I don't know quite what to do with those, but maybe I will use them, maybe not. And then I get some mica flakes, which probably go in the snow globes. We got some Distress Collage Medium, which I don't know if that's like the glue or not, but we'll find out. We also got an alcohol ink and patina, which matches the pattern paper really pretty. Then we got some envelopes. These are metallic silver, metallic sea glass, slate and white, and they're all pretty. They go very well with the pattern paper, of course, and the greens and the kit. And then last, of course, we get the cardstock. We get a 120-pound sheet of white from Simon Says Stamp. Then we also get a metallic sea glass, which is a really pretty blue color. A smoke and slate. And I'm sorry, that's not metallic sea glass, that's just sea glass. Alright, so there we have the January 2020 card kit from Simon Says Stamp. I will be back showing you what I created from it.
Okay, for card number 1, I took some of that sparkly paper that we got in the kit and used some of the pattern paper and some of my Love from Lizzie peel-offs. I wasn't really sure what to do with this kit. It was so pretty, and it made a lot of pretty snowflakes. But again, I don't like the fussy kit, so I thought I would start easy with the die that they included in the kit. And you can see there I die cut that out of some of the glittery paper as well. And then I used some of that smoke gray cardstock that came in the kit and just heat embossed one of the sentiments using some silver embossing powder that I have from Simon Says Stamp. And then I'm going to use some more of those Love from Lizzie peel-offs to just kind of frame that out. So this card actually ended up being quite sparkly. And then I used some of those gemstones that I got from Amazon. I'm using gemstones that I got from a Spellbinders kit a couple of months ago. They're really pretty blues and kind of silvery colors. So I just kind of finished those out here on this snowflake. It's kind of a real simple card to start with. And then just kind of sprinkled 3 of those around the sentiment, just to kind of frame that out a little bit. I really like the pattern paper in this kit. I like the color palette that it had. There you have card number 1. Really kind of just a simple card, but a very nice thank you note, I think. For card number 2, I think I'm going to take these, the larger snowflake, and I heat embossed it in some silver embossing powder. It's actually silver sparkle embossing powder. I thought I would give that a try. And then I can't remember what other color I embossed it with. I have to wait and see, I guess. I wasn't really sure how these are supposed to line up, so I just lined them up the way that I thought that they were supposed to line up, and just did the best. So I used the Cloud 9 embossing powder with the silver sparkle embossing powder, which it was really kind of pretty. It was kind of just a real sparkly snowflake that looks really pretty in real life. The snowflakes themselves were very pretty as well. I imagine they're going to have a die set come out for this set. I'll probably end up purchasing it. And then I just kind of trim that down, so I've got a panel that I'm going to use for my card. And then I'm going to, of course, frame it out with some of the pattern paper that came in the kit. It's got some silver foiling in it as well. And then some more love from Lizzie Peel. These were kind of in a pretty teal color. And I just kind of liked just the combination of all the blues in it. And so I'm to kind of continue with the blue theme that I have going on here, because the teal blue doesn't exactly match the blue in the pattern paper. I'm going to use some, I think this is called Tropical Teal from MFT. This is the color that I stamped the sentiment out. So I embossed the banner that was in the stamp set with some silver embossing powder. And then I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments with some Tropical Teal from MFT, just to kind of continue the blue theme that I have here. And then in the end, I'm going to actually finish off the snowflake. I embellished it with these little blue crystals that I have, and this is the Amazon. I got this at Amazon ages ago, and I haven't been able to find it. But if I ever run across it again, maybe I'll look at my order history to see if they still have it. I really like just the color palette. I was able to get several of the different colors of blue, and of course I used some silver in here as well, just to kind of finish off the snowflake. And I don't know, I really kind of thought that one turned out pretty. This kit, I was a little bit out of my comfort zone, just kind of, trying to figure out different ways to use the products in the kit. So you can see there's just different blues, and then, of course, silvers as well. So yeah, just trying to figure out different ways to use this product and to keep it kind of interesting was a little bit of a challenge for me. So I enjoyed it. For card number 3, I basically took a bunch of MFT colors that I have and just made my own pattern paper, kind of framing out, all of I just wanted to stamp out all the snowflakes just to see what they look like. And I kind of thought this card turned out a little cute. This is like I've got some teals, some of the teal blues. I've got some kind of lime greens and some pinks that I just kind of stamped on the pattern, or some of the paper that we got in the kit. That's that pretty blue paper that we got. And it was kind of different, but I liked how it looks. I think I was just kind of enjoying the stamping process more than anything. And then again, I used those little gems and just kind of finished out the snowflakes on this pattern paper. And it's like I said, it's different than what I normally do, but I really kind of liked it. And these snowflakes are so pretty. They really do make very pretty snowflakes. And I'm just taking one of the smaller snowflakes that they had in the kit and just kind of finishing and filling in the spaces on the pattern paper. Just kind of in the same colors that I've used throughout it. And I also used a die that I got from Simon Says Stamp, and it's a Catherine Zilski. It's one of her thank you dies. And I cut that out of some Simon Says Stamp paper that I have. And I think the color is called Mermaid. It was in one of the card kits we got last year. Here you can see I've already put all the little gems down. I didn't make you all watch that. That took a little bit of time. But yeah, so I had some mermaid, I think it's mermaid, paper in my stash, and I thought it just kind of went pretty with the blues in this pattern paper I've created. And I'm just mounting that on some fun foam so that it's got a little bit of dimension. So I've already got the fun foam down, and then just adding that on top of it. And then I also use my Wink of Stella pen to give it a little bit of shimmer, and then some glossy accents on top of it. If only we could craft this fast. Can you imagine how many cards we crank out? And then, of course, I let that dry. And then I'm going to add just a little sentiment. I think there was one in there that said, "You are amazing." And I just stamped that on some black cardstock that I had and used some white embossing powder and just cut out a little banner there. So there is card number 3. You see all those little gems. And now this pattern paper I thought was really pretty with the trees, the foil trees. And I just took some of the muted wood pattern paper that we had in the kit as well. And just wanted to kind of keep those 2 trees intact, kind of as a focal point there. And that's some of the smoke gray cardstock that we got in the kit. And I kind of thought that I needed to add some color in here, but I wasn't sure where I wanted this card to go. So I just started kind of doing things with it. And so I'm adding some Love from Lizzie Peel Off just to give it's like a very pretty soft green color with a little bit of sparkle in it. And those were pretty. And then I stamped out one of the sentiments from the stamp set that said "Hello, Friend," and I just did that in VersaFine Onyx black ink. And then I've had these stickers. They're from Hobby Lobby, and I have had them in my stash for so long. And every year I pull them out at Christmas time and think, "Oh, I'm going to use these," and I thought, this is the year we're going to use them. So I was determined to use them. But I wasn't really sure how I wanted to use them. So I initially stuck them down and just kind of left them with that white glitter. And those were pretty. And I don't know, I was trying to just kind of experiment and see what I could do with them. I did like them. I thought that even though they kind of blended in there with the trees and the pattern paper, I did like how that looked. But I also wanted to use some of the alcohol ink that we got in the kit. So the alcohol ink that I got was a color called Patina, which is a really pretty green color. And I was just kind of curious what it would do if I added it to the stickers, because I knew that they would absorb the color, but I wasn't sure what that would look like. So I just kind of added that to my trees, and I was kind of pleased with it. I thought it was kind of a pretty effect. So I don't know. I might have gotten carried away. I went ahead and did the deer in some sepia, and then I did some of there's a couple of the snowflakes in there that look like stars, and I did those in dandelion and just kind of gave them a little bit of a shine there, and that I kind of thought turned out pretty. It was just kind of fun to just experiment and just see, what you could do with the products. So here I am putting some sepia down so I can make that deer kind of a chocolate brown color, but he still kind of has his sparkle. So that was, I don't know, I just kind of thought that was neat. I just kind of enjoyed, I think I just enjoyed playing with this more than anything. And there you have the yellow stars, and it just kind of looks like the stars are shining, that little aura that stars get at night. So there you have card number 4, if I can get my front panel on my card base straight. And then card 5, I wanted to continue using the alcohol ink since I had gotten it out, which was funny because this kit didn't include any Yupo paper or blending solution, but I had some in my stash. This is some Tim Holtz Yupo. It's not Yupo paper, but it's some glitter paper that we got in a kit a while back. And then I just took some pitch black and some silver mixative along with the blending solution on that silver Tim Holtz paper and just let that do its thing. And then I took the mandala die and I cut out that from the slate cardstock, and I also cut out one of them from the sparkle cardstock and just cut down the sparkle cardstock a little bit. And then I just took some of the snowflakes from that sticker sheet again and just dyed them the same colors that I used on that panel, just to add some color to them so that they would show up and just give the card a little bit of interest. Again, I think I just enjoyed adding the alcohol ink to the glitter paper. And then I'm using that Catherine Silsky, is it Catherine or Kathy Silsky die, and just putting a thank you on this card and using my Wink of Stella. I do go back in here and put some glossy accents on that thank you, so it's also a little bit shiny. I don't know. I just I thought kind of turned out pretty. It was just a little bit unique. I'm not usually very good with alcohol inks. I have a hard time just letting things be, I think. So I'm always like busting around with it, and then it's just like a big brown mess by the end. But this one actually turned out pretty good because I think I just used the tree colors. And then these are some Studio Katia gemstones that I have in silver foil, and I just kind of added those around to give the card just a little bit more shine. And then I mounted this panel. I guess when I cut down the glitter cardstock back there, I did not make it an A2 size card, but for some reason I made it short on only one side. So I don't know. I don't usually do that. I don't know what I was thinking, but I mounted this on some slate cardstock that we got in the kit, so that you've got a border on the top and the bottom, and then put that on a top folding card base. And I think that's all you get to see of that card. So here, just as a look again at the 5 cards that I created using this kit. I hope that you guys enjoy watching what I made. Again, I was just trying to kind of think outside the box a little bit, not do the same old things that I always do. And I don't know, I thought they turned out really pretty. I really do like this kit. I think the snowflakes themselves were very stunning, and I think you could probably just heat emboss a whole bunch of them for days, and they're just that gorgeous when you see them all stamped out. But anyway, so next month it looks like we're getting a Valentine's Day card kit, which I'm so excited about. So I look forward to pumping out some cards with that theme. I really like to make Valentine's Day cards, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this round of cards that I created, and we'll chat with you guys later. Thanks so much for stopping by and spending some time with me today.